Let's get right into it. Number 7, trouble understanding instructions. Ever sat in a meeting, everyone's nodding, and you're thinking, wait, what did we just agree to? Your stomach drops because one more, sorry, can you repeat that? Feels like you're about to get exposed. Psychology angle. Struggling with instructions can relate to verbal comprehension and working memory, skills measured in IQ testing. But it's also a classic brain fog trap. Stress, lack of sleep, anxiety, and information overload all shrink your mental bandwidth. So the words hit your ears but don't land. Mini test. You understand it the moment you see it written or when someone shows one example. If that's you, it's not low IQ, it's input mismatch. Quick fix that makes you look sharp. The playback question. Say, just to confirm I'm tracking, you want A first, then B, and I send it by Friday, right? Now you're not confused, you're clarifying. Bonus, ask for one example of a good result. That single screenshot or sample saves hours. Here's the sneaky part. Smart people don't get it instantly. They ask better questions. Confident clarity beats silent guessing every time. Next, the sign that makes people think their memory is getting worse overnight. Number 6, weak working memory. Do you ever open a new tab for one quick thing? And 10 minutes later, you're doom scrolling, forgetting why you even picked up your phone? In that moment, it's easy to panic. Is my IQ low or am I losing it? This points to working memory, your brain's mental RAM. It holds a few pieces of information long enough to use them. Many cognitive tests tap this skill, but working memory is also the first thing to crash when you're stressed, sleep-deprived, anxious, or constantly switching tasks. Notifications are basically tiny memory thieves. Quick self-check. Can you keep 3 steps in mind? Reply, attach the file, CC Sam. Without dropping one, if you regularly lose step 2, don't shame yourself. You need a system, not a personality lecture. Fast fix, externalize the load. Write the next 2 actions on paper or in a notes app before you start. Not a full plan, just the next 2 moves. Then silence notifications for 20 minutes. Most people feel smarter instantly because their brain finally has space. If this has been extreme since childhood, it may be worth professional screening for things like ADHD or learning issues. But for most people, it's overload. Next, the sign that makes you feel slow in conversations and time situations. Number 5, slow processing speed. Ever had someone ask you a simple question and your mind goes blank, like your brain is buffering? Then later you think of the answer and you're mad at yourself. That fear, I'm slow, is often about processing speed. Processing speed is how quickly you can take in information and respond. Many IQ tests measure it, but speed is not the same as depth. Some people are fast and shallow, others are slower and accurate. The real danger is when fatigue makes you slower than normal. Red flag pattern. You do fine when you have time, but under pressure, time tests, rapid meetings, quick banter, you freeze. That's speed plus anxiety, not necessarily low intelligence. Try this. Notice if your slowness spikes after bad sleep, long shifts, or nonstop scrolling. Sleep loss reliably hurts attention and cognitive performance. Fix. Stop multitasking. Single task for 25 minutes, take 5, and repeat. Use buy time phrases so you don't panic. Let me think for a second, or I want to answer this properly. In the US, UK, Canada, and Australia, nobody thinks that's weird. It sounds thoughtful. And schedule brain-heavy work when you're sharpest, not when you're fried. Next sign, when you can follow steps, but you can't see the big picture. Number 4, difficulty with abstract thinking. Here's a sneaky one. You can do the task if someone gives you steps, but if they ask, why does this work? You freeze. That can make you feel like you're missing something everyone else sees. This is about abstract thinking, connecting dots, spotting patterns, and moving from details to meaning. IQ tests often include tasks like this, but real life is harder because it's noisy and ambiguous. This is where people get fooled. You're competent, you're just not turning information into a rule fast enough. The twist, stress pushes your brain into literal mode. When you're overloaded, your prefrontal cortex, The planning, reasoning part works less efficiently, so you cling to concrete facts and struggle with the big picture. That's not low IQ, it's your brain under pressure. Quick self-check. After someone explains a topic, can you say it in one sentence in your own words? If you can't, you may be collecting details without forming the rule. Fix. Use the three-question bridge. What is it? What does it mean? What happens next? Write one line for each. This forces your brain to build the pattern. And if you learn best by examples, ask for one. That's not weakness. It's how most people actually understand. Next sign, repeating the same mistakes and feeling like you never learn. Number 3, repeating the same mistakes. Nothing makes you question your intelligence faster than hearing, "We've talked about this before," or catching the same mistake again. Wrong attachment, wrong date, same careless slip. It feels like a spotlight. Why can't I learn? Psychology says repeating mistakes is often less about IQ and more about attention, checking habits, and feedback loops. If you rush, multitask, or work while anxious, your brain prioritizes speed over accuracy. You're not stupid, you're unprotected. And here's the scary part. One repeated mistake can cost you trust at work, even if you're talented. Quick self-check. Do you usually realize the mistake right after you hit send? That means you knew the rule. You just skipped the checkpoint. Fix. Build a tiny error firewall. Pick your most common mistake and create a 10-second routine that catches it. Example. Before any message goes out, scan the name, date, and attachment. Before any form, scan totals, spelling, and deadline. It sounds basic, but pros do this because it works. Then do the 3-line review after any slip. What happened? Why? One change for next time? Only one. That's how habits stick. If mistakes have been chronic across many areas since childhood, that's when testing and support can be useful. Next sign, when new situations make your mind freeze. Number 2, struggling with new problems. Do you feel totally fine doing your usual routine, but the second something new shows up, new app, new route, new assignment, your brain just nopes out? That's when people start thinking, maybe my IQ is low, because confidence disappears. This is often cognitive flexibility, your ability to switch rules and solve a problem without a template. Novelty demands more working memory, more planning, and more focus. So if your brain is already tired, new feels like a mental jump scare. Quick self-check. Do you procrastinate only on unfamiliar tasks, but once you've done them a few times, you're solid? That pattern screams overload, not low intelligence. It can also overlap with anxiety or ADHD-style executive function issues. Fix. Convert new into copy. Ask 2 questions. What does done look like? And can I see an example? Then create a first move so small it's almost silly. Open the file, name it, and write the first line. Momentum is the cheat code. And here's the exciting part. Every time you finish a new thing, your brain stores a template. Next time, it's routine. That's literally how competence is built. Next sign, the long-term version, when struggles show up across learning and daily life since childhood. Number 1, lifelong learning plus life skills struggles. If you've ever thought, this isn't just a bad week, this has been my whole life, this sign will hit hard, not because it's shameful, but because it's the one that deserves real support. Clinically, psychologists don't look at an IQ number alone. They also look at adaptive functioning, how someone manages everyday demands, planning, organizing, money basics, understanding consequences, and independence, starting in childhood. When learning struggles and day-to-day functioning difficulties have been consistent since development, it can point to a deeper, long-term cognitive issue. But don't jump straight to labels. A lot of people grew up with poor schooling, untreated ADHD, dyslexia, chronic anxiety/depression, trauma, or even hearing/vision problems. That can create the same "I'm behind" feeling, and it's fixable with the right help. Quick self-check. Is the struggle broad, school, work, and daily life, long-term since childhood, and causing real impairment? If yes, skip online quizzes. A proper evaluation can clarify what's going on and what accommodations or strategies will actually help. And here's the hopeful part. A clear explanation is power. When you know the real reason, you can stop blaming yourself and start building systems that work. Which sign did you relate to most? Drop the number in the comments, and if this helped, like video and subscribe channel. Thanks for watching.